Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And if you're a woman living in Norwich, then God help you. The local council have just passed a motion in its last meeting to give the trans lobby more rights than normal people. And they say that if you're an extremist or a transphobe, you're not welcome. And they've defined this as anyone who denies that a man can be a woman. It's madness, and women's groups are fighting it and saying that they are excluded and it is reactionary and probably illegal. So let's have a look at what's going on in the heartland of Norwich, where wokery has taken over. And it's a very, very sad state of affairs. Here goes. So Norwich Council sparks furious backlash from women's rights group over trans inclusion vote, and tweet saying phobic extremists are not welcome. And you have to ask, what is a phobic extremist? Well, they are very, very clear on this matter. Norwich City Council was criticised over its new trans inclusion measure. Councillor Alex Catt said, phobic extremists are not welcome in the city. Women's rights activists allege the measure is unlawful and harmful to females. And it most certainly is when you realise what Norwich Council are saying. So Norwich City Council was met with a furious backlash from women's rights activists after declaring that phobic extremists are not welcome in the city. The council on Thursday unanimously passed, so not one of them had a spine, unanimously passed a motion reaffirming gender identity for transgender and non-binary people. Councillor Alex Catt, who is a part of the Green Party, because of course, took to Twitter to tout the measure, saying he was thrilled the trans community was being supported. He also declared those who oppose trans rights are not welcome in Norwich. Well, let's see how welcome he'll be when his daughter is standing, changing in a changing room in a shop, and a man walks in. Will he be happy about that? Will he be all for it when his, say, 9-year-old daughter is exposed to this? Because that's what he's asking for. He is asking for grown men to be allowed to expose themselves to young girls. So anyone who's actually calling for a measure like this is a P. They need to be on a register because that's what they're actually saying they support. Women's right groups in Norwich challenged the legal motion and demanded that council clarify how it will ensure the privacy, safety and dignity of women and girls in the wake of the inclusion policy. Oh no, they will not be able to say that because they haven't thought it through. All they've gone is, oh yes, we must be woke, we must be signaling our great virtue, and look at us everybody, look at us rainbow people, we're saying this, this and this, and we don't give a about your daughters. The group also argued Councillor Catt's tweet featured a combative tone and that the council message surrounding phobia was concerning and undemocratic. Well, of course it's undemocratic. They voted for it. The people didn't vote for it. Councillor Catt announced the council's passage of the trans inclusion motion on Thursday. Thrilled that our motion supporting the trans community was passed unanimously by Norwich City Council, he tweeted. The council... How do we know he's a he? I'm not a biologist. I don't know if that's a he. The council states clearly that trans women are women, they're not. Trans men are men, they're not. And that non-binary people are non-binary, they're not. Trans women are men, trans men are women, and it doesn't matter what clothes you wear or what haircuts you get or how much lipstick you shove on your face. A trans woman is a man and a trans man is a woman, because at the end of the day, that's their biology. And there's no such thing as non-binary people. There's only the mentally ill. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't change what you are. The councillor added, phobic extremists are not welcome in Norwich. The tweet prompted a backlash from the women's rights group as well as Norwich residents who alleged the newly passed motion could put biological females at risk, which of course it can. Norwich Women's Rights Group challenged Norwich councillors to clarify how they will ensure the safety, privacy and dignity of women and girls, the group said in a statement provided to the Mail Online. We remind the council of their obligations under the Equality Act 2010 to respect all 9 protected characteristics, including sex, age, disability and belief. And my personal belief is that trans women are men, and you as a council will have to respect that. It's the law. Now, the council does not define trans or non-binary. Of course it won't, because it daren't, which means self-ID. And this is not the law. It is proven risk factor to women and girls. And if any man calls himself a woman, all single spaces become mixed sex. It is not lawful to discriminate on the grounds of belief, and we call upon the council and unions to ensure that no employee will suffer discrimination if they do not share the council's mad left-wing Marxist credo. The group added, the combative tone of Councillor Catt's tweet suggests that any queries arise from the transphobia and homophobia is concerning and undemocratic. So you're not even allowed, they're saying that you're not even allowed to inquire or to ask or to question it. Because if you do, you are not being democratic and you're a phobe and an ist. Well, that smacks of bullshit. The activist group further called out the council on Twitter, saying they wanted officials to answer queries about the implications of the new ruling. And the group's questions included, if trans women are women, does that mean that the women-only swimming session in the council-run Riverside Leisure Centre is open to anyone who says they're a woman, and it doesn't matter if Muslim women and others stay away as a result? Trans women are women. Does that mean that the severely disabled woman should have an intimate care from anyone who says they're a woman? Should DV, shelters for women, admit anyone who says they're a woman? If trans women are women, how can you support the legal and human rights of council employees who do not agree with this faith system and who speak out for women's rights and single-sex services? How can you protect those people from harassment and abuse? And if trans women are women and anyone who says they're a woman can use spaces for vulnerable women, how can you keep women safe from predators who will use any loophole to access potential victims? And if trans women are women, does that mean that the council would support housing vulnerable homeless women in emergency dormitory accommodation alongside anyone who says they're a woman? These wankers at the council haven't thought any of this through. They're too busy putting up their banner headlines to show what wonderful, caring pieces of human filth they are, without inquiring about the actual rights of women, the damage they're going to do to women and girls particularly, the damage they're doing on society by removing rights from people and removing the right to free speech, to free expression, to free thought, and the right of belief, because you can guarantee if you went up there and said, I don't believe in that, I think it's wrong, you are going to be castigated and be called every kind of name under the sun, and that itself is in breach of the 2010 Equality Act. So go screw yourself, Norwich Council. Why are you so determined to erase women? Because by this trans lobby is pushing that men are women, because you're not allowed to have women anymore. Women are being negated, and wankers like this are doing it. Norwich Women's Rights Group noted that it's too easy to spout mantras, feel righteous and gain adulation from loud, mentally ill activists, but argued the council needs to realise its policy has profound consequences for women and girls, as I've said. The group's criticisms were further echoed online by Brits who argued that Norwich City Council's policy is unlawful. This would be unlawful, Twitter user @HistoryWoman wrote in response to the policy. The 2010 Equality Act allows anyone to treat trans women as men for specific purposes of the Act. In other words, if you are a trans woman, that is to say a biological man, I am allowed in law to call you a man, to not believe that you're a woman, and to treat you as a man. There has been court cases of this, and it is laid down. So it doesn't matter what this council think or try to do, and if anyone who else believes what I'm saying here tries it, and the council has then a go at them or tries to get them fired, they sue the smithereens out of that council and get them prosecuted for breach of the law. And the Act is wonderful. Because it's an unlimited fine and it's unlimited time in prison. I think the maximum they will put is 10 years in prison and an unlimited fine. So you're going to be very brave as a council to try and fight someone on this. Clean streets, clean drains, public ladies' loos without blokes wandering in and out. Things like that. Did your electorate vote for this? I doubt it. No. They can't do their damn job, but they're going to make sure that the mentally ill are catered for. Anyway, it's just getting me angry. I'm going to come up and finish because it makes you wonder what universe these morons live in. But of course, it's the Greens, isn't it? We all know what they are. I mean, every single one of those tofu-eating, sandal-wearing tree huggers is a bit of a... But they are mental. And the fact that they want to do this, to actually alienate 99% of the people that vote for them, is beyond belief. They are deliberately endangering women and girls because of a trans lobby push, this tiny 0.1% of the population push, to be recognised for that which they are quite clearly not. They are not women. These men are not women. We shouldn't be pandering to them, and we certainly should not be letting these men wander into changing rooms where young girls are getting changed. Norwich Council, you are a disgrace, and I hope that there's an election soon and every single one of you child endangering peas is out on your ear and on a register. Anyway, I'm going to stop there because I'm getting so damn angry about this. Thanks for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, protect your children from these people, and goodbye.